The first night, the halls were so quiet I could hear my own heartbeat. The second night, someone knocked on my door, but when I opened it, no one was there. By the third night, the knocking came from inside the walls, and I knew I wasn't alone. I just lost my job, drowning in debt. So when I saw an online ad for a winter caretaker gig at a hotel in Colorado with crazy good pay, I jumped at it. The job was simple. Stay there from October to April. Make sure the place doesn't collapse under the snow. I drove up the mountain, the wind biting at my skin. The hotel loomed ahead, an old, dark building. Like time had forgotten it. Snow fell hard, blurring everything. On the gate, I noticed a rusted sign with the number 237 scratched into it. Weird. But I shrugged it off. Stepping into the grand lobby, I felt a strange chill, not just from the cold. The chandelier overhead flickered, casting weak golden light. Every step echoed, like the whole building was listening. I spotted a tiny number carved into the door handle, like someone meant to leave it there. Something felt off, a cold that sank into my bones. I told myself, "You're imagining things. It's your first day. Chill." But my heart was racing faster than I wanted. The manager sent an email with some rules that sounded like a prank. Don't go into room 237. Don't touch the mirror in the main lobby. If you hear a voice calling and see no one, don't answer. I laughed it off. Who believes this nonsense? But his voice on the phone was flat, dead serious. When I checked the email, the sent date was 3 months ago, even though I'd just gotten it yesterday. It creeped me out, but I tried to ignore it. That first night, I was in bed, trying to sleep, at exactly 3:13 a.m. I heard a soft knock on my door. My heart pounded. Who's knocking in the middle of nowhere? I opened the door, hands shaking. The hallway was empty. Not a soul, just darkness and cold. On the door, I saw a number scratched in, like it was fresh. I shut it. Told myself it was the wind, but I didn't sleep that night. The second night, the knocking came back, louder, like someone was pounding. The clock still read 3:13 a.m. I ran into the hallway. The lights flickered like crazy. At the end of the hall, a blurry figure glided past and vanished. I yelled, "Who's there?" No answer. On the wall, I saw a smudged mark, like someone had scribbled something and wiped it away. My heart felt like it'd explode. This wasn't my imagination anymore. I couldn't stand the no mirror rule. I went to the main lobby, stood before the huge, dusty mirror. I looked in. That's me, right? But the reflection didn't move. Then it smiled. A cold, creepy smile, while I wasn't smiling at all. In the mirror's corner, I saw a faint scratch, like an old number worn by time. I stumbled back, pulse racing. Was the mirror broken? Or was I losing it? Curiosity got the better of me. I went to room 237, despite the warning. The door wasn't locked. It creaked as I pushed it open. A rotten stench hit me hard. The room was empty, dust coating everything, except for one thing. An ancient, decaying suitcase in the corner. On it, the number 237 was carved deep. I knew I shouldn't, but I opened it. I wish I hadn't. Inside the suitcase was a group photo from the hotel, dated 1921. Strangers in 1920s clothes. Then I saw my face, right in the middle. Not just similar, it was me. My eyes, my nose, my smile. In the photo's corner, the number 237 was scrawled messily. My hands shook. The photo slipped to the floor. How was I in a picture from 100 years ago? A brutal blizzard hit, burying every exit. The power flickered, on and off. I was trapped, completely cut off. No phone, no internet. No one knew I was here. I found a map in the office, but every hallway seemed to spiral back to the same battered, splintered wooden door, one I swore I'd passed before. The darkness felt like it was swallowing every way out, and the hotel seemed to whisper, "You're not leaving." Then I heard whispers from the walls, saying my name, talking about a party. Kids' voices mixed with old, raspy ones. I pressed my ear to the wall, trying to make it out. "Come to the party," they said. "You belong here." On the wall, old scratches seemed to form a familiar shape, but I couldn't look too long. I shouted for them to shut up, but the whispers got louder, like they were mocking me. That night, the ballroom lights flicked on by themselves. I stepped inside and saw a 1920s gala. Shadowy figures in vintage clothes danced and laughed. A waiter appeared, offering me a drink. On his tray, a faint carving, like it had been there for years. I said no, but my arm reached out on its own to take it. I couldn't control it. They all stared, smiling, like I was one of them. I lost track of time. Every clock I checked read 3:13 a.m. Days and nights blurred together. I wrote in a journal, but by morning, the pages were filled with frantic scribbles, like someone tried writing in the dark. I started questioning reality. Was I really here, or was I dead? Stuck in some kind of hell? I looked at my hands. They didn't feel like mine anymore. The last night, the knocking was frantic. Not from the door, but inside the room. The door flew open, and there it was, my double. It stood there, grinning the same creepy smile I saw in the mirror. On its chest, a faint mark, like something carved long ago. Then it crumbled into ash, leaving the stench of room 237. I screamed, but no one heard. I had to get out, no matter what. Rescue crews came, digging through the snow to find me. They looked at me like I was a ghost. They said the hotel had been abandoned for 40 years. No one hired me, no manager, no email. Room 237. It never existed. They found me in an empty room, clutching that ancient suitcase. But I swear, I lived those days. I saw those things. And those hallways, they always led back to the same place. I left the mountain. But sometimes, at 3:13 a.m., I still hear the knocking. Last week, while unpacking, I found the 1921 photo in my bag, even though I never took it with me.